Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning from wherever you are joining us from. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sure it's been a pleasant day. Yeah, so my name is Moyosola Olalekan, the founder and lead creator of Poets Factory. Poets Factory has a vision to raise a global community of inspiring young poets and writers who can liberate their world from oppression, suppression, and depression, thereby making us one of the most inspiring resources of all time. We also have a vision to build a platform where young poets and writers can lend their voices, inspire and impact their world through spoken words, poems, and write-ups. So it's good to be here again in another edition of the Voices of Poets. And today we are going to be looking at a topic titled A Gift for a Lift. A Gift for a Lift. Yes, a gift for a lift. Yes, so today is going to be very exciting, and our guest for today is Imuetinyan Omere. Imuetinyan Omere is a spoken word artist, poet, actor, and a motivational speaker, passionate about the young generation. Yes, so we'll quite wait for some other people to join us before we bring our guests in. Yeah. Yeah, I can see you, Imuetinyan Omere. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming to be part of this program, Voices of Poets. Yes, I appreciate that a lot. So today we're going to be looking at a gift for a lift. And the Bible says in Proverbs 18 verse 16, the gift of a man makes room for him and bringeth him before great men. It also says a gift opens the way for access to important people. So the only way maybe we can fulfill our destiny, we're going to be hearing from our guest today, more of that, a gift for a lift. Yes, I can see Messi join us. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining our platform today, Voices of Poets. Let's just wait for 2 seconds, and we'll bring our guest in. 2 seconds more, and we'll start the show right away. So Poets Factory, we're going to be launching our first virtual Read It Aloud program. Poetry Read It Aloud program is going to be a virtual program. Our monthly virtual program. We're launching it in the month of June, and that's going to be coming up in the month of June. Yes, I can see Net Genius too. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I can see Net Genius too. Thank you. All right, so we're going to be launching. Post Factory is going to be launching its virtual Read It Aloud program, and we're going to be sending the link out to everyone, writer, poets who are interested and would like to recite their poems or their spoken words or whatever, on our platform. And so that's coming up. And this year also, Post Factory is looking at we're looking at interviewing great poets and writers on our platform. We're looking at minimum of 50 interviews on this platform this year. So I'm sure you're going to also make that happen. You're going to make that happen. Yes, I'm very sure you're going to make that happen. So let's bring our guests to today's show. Imuetinyan Omere. I said it before. I said Imuetinyan Omere is a spoken word artist, poet, actor, and a motivational speaker, passionate about the young generation. So you could see that there's no other person who is more qualified to discuss about this topic today than him. So let's welcome our guests to today's program. We're waiting for him to come up.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Yes, fine. Awesome.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here today. Good to see you
Yes.
again. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to the show
Oh,
today. I
thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All
So
right.
today we're going to be talking on a gift for a lift,
Yes.
and we said um the gift of a man makes room for him and brings him before great men. It creates access to greater doors, opening of new doors. So we would like you to elaborate more on the topic for us.
Okay. Just anchoring on that scripture that you just quoted, the gift of a man will make a room for him. And then I would like to also say that every single human being that God has created was created with a gift, which is more like a natural ability. But the problem is that a lot of people have not been able to discover their gift. Those that have discovered their gift are functioning below the capacity of their gift. And those that are discover their gift and making exploits, a lot of them feel too comfortable, and eventually they are not able to make the maximum impact that they should make with their gift. Like I said in one of my presentation, I said that your gift can give you a lift in life. That is it. And then your potential, which I can also liken to be a gift. I'm going to be using that word interchangeably. Your potential can be better than your credential. In many cases, a lot of people just go ahead and chase after a career, which is very, very good, but they forget that they have an inbuilt potential. They forget that they have a gift, that when they channel their energy towards the direction of that gift or potential, it's going to make them live their life to the fullest. Let me stop there for now. I see you back. Other questions.
No, you can continue. Please, you can continue. You please
Okay.
continue.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Yes.
so they've forgotten that when they channel all their energy towards the direction of their gift or their potential, it's going to help them make maximum impact. Every single person upon the surface of the earth was created um, uniquely and differently. And it's just unfortunate that a lot of people think less of themselves. That's the problem that we have. A lot of people think less of themselves. And most of the things we're saying right now, most people have heard it before, because we hear a lot of inspiration. Most of us go to churches and we are told, oh, believe in yourself, you have a potential, God has created you unique. But you see, the very important reason it's good for us to reiterate things like this is because sometimes the more you speak about something over and over again, the more it resonates, the more it gets into the heart of the person. So I'm pretty excited we're talking about this subject matter of gift, maximizing your potential, using your gift to the fullest in order to be relevant to your generation. And like I said, I'm very passionate about the young people. A lot of young people forget that God has created them unique, and they have a gift on their inside. I said one time that a lot of people labor at old age instead of resting at old age because they failed to maximize their gift or their potential. You have a lot of gift on your inside. You have so much that God has endowed you with. So if you do not use this opportunity to explore that gift, if you do not use the time of your youthfulness to explore that gift, you will discover that the time will come that it's either you regret or you'll be like, man, if I had known, I should have started earlier. So talking about, we have a lot to talk about today, but I'll just leave you to ask me questions if you have any
Yes.
questions to
So
ask.
yeah. Please, to our viewers, Messi Diva, thank you for joining. DDP, thank you for joining. Yes, Pretty. Pretty D, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. If you have questions, please drop it at the comment section. We're gonna pick it up and for our guest today. So you're talking about potential and gift. How can we identify a youth? How can we a youth identify his gift?
Okay.
Different from the normal day-to-day job. Okay, I
Okay.
have it. Like I go to school, I finish from the university,
All right.
I'm done. I get a job to do. Of course, I can't be laying low without,
Of
you
course.
know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, I need money to feed. I need money to achieve my dreams and do several other things.
Yes.
So, how can I identify my potential or my gift?
Okay.
Because a lot of people are actually in this box and can't seem to understand the difference between the two. So
Okay.
could you help us to expatiate on that?
Okay. There are different ways you can actually identify your gift. One of the ways I want to project now is identify your source. When I mean your source, identify your source, and your source is God. God is your creator, right? And every manufacturer of a product knows the original intent for that product. So one of the ways you can identify your gift as a product of God is by going to your manufacturer, going to your creator, going to your maker, which is God. Ask him, God, you brought me into this world. What is my gift? How can I be relevant in my generation? How can I use what you have given to me? Every single thing we see on the surface of the earth was designed for something specific. Instagram was designed for something specific.
True.
Your cell phone was designed for something specific. So it is left for us to have this mindset that I did not just come to this world to exist. I was designed for something specific. So for me to understand why I was designed, I have to ask God. And then when you ask God in a time of prayer and a time of fellowship, he's going to reveal it to you. Most times it might not be automatic. You might not just understand or know your gift immediately you ask God for it. As time plays out, you begin to understand what your gift is. Another way that you can use to identify your gift or your potential is, what is that thing that you have flair for? What is that thing that you enjoy doing? What is that thing that gives you so much joy and excitement? Like, for example, growing up as a little child, I had this joy and excitement for acting. Whenever I see people act, I just loved it, because I know that 70% of what the eye sees, it tends to retain. Growing up as a child, I already understood that fact, that people tend to retain more what they see than what they even hear. That's why most of the kind of poetry that I do are dramatic poetry, not just saying the words that would just let people just think and ponder. But as I begin to recite my poetry, the words begin to create an image in their mind, and then it's going to easily drive home the point. So back to the point, growing up as a child, I began to have this flair for acting. And then another thing I also had flair for was also writing. Okay, I wasn't a very good actor. I wasn't the most intelligent writer, but I had this joy and excitement for it. I could sit down and listen to somebody speak for a very long time. I could sit down and get captivated. In fact, I actually gave my heart to God after watching a drama presentation. Okay, I watched that drama presentation and I was broken that day in tears, and that was how I dived into acting drama and doing poetry. So those two major things are very, very key when it comes to identifying your gift and your potential. Now, I can also add that one of the things that can help you identify your gift is when you associate yourself with the right kind of people that will help bring out that gift in you. You know, sometimes you have something in you that you never thought was there.
True,
You have
yeah.
a potential in you. You have like a gift.
Yeah.
You have this capacity to do certain things, but you never thought was there. But when you
Mm.
associate yourself with the
But
right kind
we
of
are not
people,
pushing.
yes,
Mm.
correct. Now, let me just give you this example. There's a friend of mine back in Benin City, Edo State, that does poetry as well. Originally, he wasn't doing poetry. I had the privilege to do poetry, spoken word, and I was getting invited to a few places to do some of my stuff. And he walked up to me and was like, "I want to do this thing you're doing." I was like, Go for it. We can do it." And then he see me the way I rehearse my lines, and then I write something short. He would be like, I'm interested in it. Right now, as I speak to you, he does a lot of poetry and spoken word. In fact, some of his videos on YouTube has almost 500, on Facebook has almost 500,000 views right now.
Wow, wow.
He wasn't
Wow.
into something like that. So
Okay. So speaking of he moved out of his comfort zone.
Yes, he moved out of his comfort zone, and then he associated himself with somebody that is in the direction of the train of his thoughts, is in the direction of his dream. Let me put it that way. So if you hang out around with people that are moving towards the direction of your dream, it can help to bring out some certain things in you that you never thought was there. So those three major important things: number one, understand who your source is. Ask God.
Understand our source.
Yes, understand your source, who is God. Number two, you have to identify what gives you joy and excitement. Whenever I see anybody do poetry, I'm always trying to listen. What is that thing I'm going to learn? What is that thing I want to learn? What is that thing that I can do better? Okay, and all of that. And then number three, associate yourself with the right person.
Okay.
Yes.
So speaking of creating moving with the right people who can help you bring out your gift. Okay, so how do we create the necessary environment? Is it just us having a right company? What other environment can we create for ourselves in order to utilize our innate abilities and bring out our potentials? What other environments can we create for ourselves?
What other environment? Okay, you can actually create that environment yourself. Like, when I mean create an environment, you can actually develop that passion. I also know somebody that had,
So we can develop the passion.
yes, develop the passion by
Okay.
feeding your mind with knowledge that is tilted towards that particular direction that you are interested in going. Feed your mind with information. So, for example, on the pathway to becoming a poet and becoming a spoken word artist and an actor, I kept feeding my mind with it. In fact, I was reading Wole Soyinka's book back in the day. I was reading. There's this guy, E.W. Kenyon. He wrote a very, very powerful book, all poetry inside. And then I was trying to understand how those words are coined. And then I was also trying to look at my environment to see the lessons that I can draw from my environment that will help me to disseminate the right message to people. And what I try to do in my spoken word and poetry, I try as much as possible to make the first lines very, very captivating, because we live in a generation where people have very short attention span. People have very
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
people have very short attention span. If you look at this Instagram video now, there are a couple of people that have come in, jumped in and jumped out because they want to scroll to other things on their phone. I'm not saying it's bad, but what I'm saying is, if you are doing something, if the first 10 seconds is very captivating, there's this tendency for somebody listening to you to want to stay behind. So
True.
trying to create that environment for myself, I was feeding myself with all of this information that will help me to to create a very conducive environment that will help my gift to even thrive the more. So my gift was thriving. I was associating myself with the right kind of people. Not only the right kind of people, I was also associating myself with mentors also that kind of helps you.
Mentors.
Yes, associate yourself with mentors. All right. The other thing that can also help you, like not just maximize your gift and create a good environment, is when you take hold of every single opportunity and not take it for granted. A lot of people start preparing when an opportunity comes to them. No, you don't start preparing when an opportunity comes to you. You already start preparing. So that is a way you can create an environment for you to thrive in poetry or in spoken word or in your gift, whatever you find yourself in doing. For example, I know I was privileged once time to be invited to a church in Benin City, Edo State, to come do a very short poetry. I did that spoken word poem for about 2 minutes. That opened up a door for me. A man of God, I had a very big church then, almost 10,000 members, invited me and I did my spoken word. And then when I finished from that presentation, somebody that works with one of these TV stations was like, "Oh, that was powerful. Can you just come and do like a 1-minute presentation for us?" Now, when I went there to do the presentation, they were like, "Oh, can you come the next day?" That was how I secured a slot on a TV show for 2 years.
Wow. So the gift of a man makes room for him.
For 2 years. And then when I kept doing that show and that program, guess what happened? I discovered that there is a way that responsibility can strengthen your ability.
Wow. Responsibility strengthens your ability.
Yeah. So there was so much demand on my potential to write more poetry.
Wow.
To do more poetry. There was so much demand on my potential to do more spoken word. Why? Because I had a tax. I was just doing like poetry and spoken word for fun. But when I started getting that opportunity, it made me to put so much demand on myself to go ahead and start writing. I will consciously sit myself down to say, you know what, today let me write something about Nigeria. Those advanced countries, they are not better than us. They are not where they are because of their currency. They are where they are because of their correct sense. When they school to be empowered, but when we school to be employed. So all of those words started forming up in my mind when I started understanding my environment. So when those opportunities started coming, my ability started getting stronger and stronger. And when the opportunity came, I tried as much as possible not to blow any opportunity. Though a few times I've messed up, of course, nobody is perfect. Yes.
Of course, nobody's.
Yeah, I've messed up a few times, but as time went on, I became a master. See, there's a way that persistence. Let me put it this way. There's a way that consistency in a thing helps you build capacity and strength in that particular thing. So just to answer your question, it's creating an environment yourself. Apart from God associating yourself with people, you can consciously create that environment. And then when those opportunity comes, you take hold of it and make sure you do not lose hold of those opportunities.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What does true fulfillment mean for you? Because you said when we go to school to be employed, but when other people go to school, they're school to be empowered.
Yes.
And empowerment helps us to look inwards and bring out our innate passion, our innate gifts and potentials.
Yeah.
So now, what does true fulfillment mean for you? Because let me tell you this, I keep getting a lot of calls. People keep telling me they've not discovered themselves. I know someone, I have friends who have said, well, I bless the Lord for you that you've actually found your lane. Your lane and all that. Yes. And I personally, my own life story, which I'll be sharing very soon, I started writing poems since like I was 16. I never even knew it was poems.
Okay.
Until when I write for my dad, maybe on his birthday, and they say, "This is this is a poem you wrote. Thank you for this poem." I say, "Oh, really? Is a poem? Thank you. I don't know that it's a poem." And I went to school, Covenant University, finished. Even when I was in school, I was always reciting poems. You know, those are things I just took like when I finished from school. It was more or less like go and get a job, go and get a job, go and get a job. But I struggled to get a job.
Wow.
But if I had known that I should actually look inwards, what does true fulfillment mean for me? What true fulfillment means for me may be very different from what true fulfillment means for you.
Correct.
And even for Okupela, means for Tololade, means for everybody on this platform right now. So what can you define as true fulfillment in life?
Okay, just to answer that question. So true fulfillment to me is doing what gives me joy and doing what I am designed for. Okay, that is true fulfillment for me. My dad used to tell me something. He used to say that if you do not build your dream, somebody is going to hire you to help them build their own dream. So true fulfillment is finding joy in what you do and doing what you are designed for. The thing is that a lot of people are really, really lazy to identify what they have. They are scared. They give themselves every reason why it's not going to work. They give themselves every reason why it's not going to work instead of them to give themselves reasons why it should work. Most times when you try something, it doesn't really work the way it should work. I'm telling you.
Many people don't want to go through the pain process.
Yes, yes.
The pain process of getting dreams.
Yes, yes. Very, very important. Very, very important. So finding joy, doing what gives you joy and doing what you are designed for. A lot of people are scared. And then a lot of people procrastinate a lot concerning their potential. There's no way you can get fulfillment. Even if you know what you are designed for, even if you know what gives you joy, if you keep procrastinating it, like when you started this poetry thing, I believe there are some times that some thoughts will come to your head. You'll be like, let me start this thing next week, or let me start it in 2 months' time. There's a particular inscription I used to have in my bedroom back in my college days in University of Benin, Edo State. It's do it now. I just had the inscription, do it now. Though many times there's this tendency for you to fall short sometimes. But when you have that as a goal, this doing it now mindset is going to help you to caution your life, and it's going to help you to achieve even more, and eventually you will have fulfillment. So doing what you're designed for and doing what gives you joy. And a lot of people feel discouraged too. They write a poem, they'll be like, this is not impactful enough. Why don't you just read it out to somebody? Somebody might be inspired by it. As long as it is a right word. If you look at the Bible in Job chapter 6 verse 25, the Bible says, how forcible are right words. So you never know who that particular word will impact. You never know who that particular word will inspire. So all of these things are enemies. Procrastination is an enemy that will even prevent you from getting that fulfillment that you want to get to. And then discouragement from even the so-called friends that you're surrounding yourself with. You know, life is, yes, discouraging. You'll be like, bros, you're not just try at all. Now this thing just try. You understand? You're not just trying at all. But the thing is that, yes, and never never let anybody discourage you. See, if you look at cars, right, you will see that if you look at this speedometer of a car, you will see that sometimes in some cars you see 180 miles an hour. You see 200 miles an hour. Each car is designed with some specific capacity. The manufacturer will not make a car to drive 108. I have driven 120 miles an hour before. I know what that is. 120 miles an hour means the wind that 120 miles an hour goes with a car with. I tell you, it can actually uproot a tree from the ground.
Wow.
That's how fast it can go. So those that design cars like that will not design the car like that when they know that the car does not have the capacity to go that fast. So when you start giving it to discouragement from people around you, you will not be able to live your life to the fullest, and you will not be able to find fulfillment. Yes, that's the answer to that your question. So
All right. Okay, let me chip in something here by Dr. Miles Monroe. He said you will never become what you could be until you become angry with what you are.
correct.
I'll repeat it again. Yeah. So if you are not, is it anger brings change. So if you're not, if you don't, if you're not angry with where you are,
Yes.
you will never be able to change what is within or without.
Correct.
You know, so I would like you to give us a step-by-step guide. Can you suggest some step-by-step guide on how to utilize our gifts? Because it says, "See thou a man diligent in his business." It says, "He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men." And God has also made us priests and kings to reign on the earth. And not just when I mean king and when I mean priest, I don't mean king and priest in the church. I mean king and priest in your office, in all that you do. If you are selling gari, if you are selling moi moi, if you are writing poetry, you are a writer, whatever it is,
Yes.
you know. So for me, West Factory is my marketplace where I sell, where I'm a king. And if I'm to act as a priest, yeah, I act as a priest, you know, and I reign on the earth. So what are the step-by-step guide for us to actually maximize our potential? Can you, because I'm sure people will be like, maybe we're stuck. I can tell you many people are stuck. So can you just help out in this?
Okay, maximizing your potential. One of the steps I might want to say here is try not to compare yourself, but get inspired by others, because everybody function at different level of intelligence. Everybody function at different levels of capacity. So if you want to maximize your gift or your potential to the fullest, try not to compare. You can get inspired, because if you start comparing yourself to somebody else, you will think of yourself less, or you will think less of yourself. And when you think less of yourself, you cannot function in full capacity. So try not to compare yourself. Get inspired, get motivated. You will discover, take a look at this. Growing up, and when we were in the university, back in the university, there are a lot of people that were our seniors, right? And then we started comparing, oh, I wish I was this person. I wish I was this person. Right now, those are the people that are looking up to you and even asking you for money during this lockdown. Do quarantine for me. Right?
What school did you attend? You went to school in Benin.
Yes, school in Benin.
What school?
Uniben.
Oh, okay. I went to FGC Benin.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I went to Word of
And
Faith. My secondary school was Word of Faith.
Okay, Word of Faith Bible Institute. Okay, yeah.
Word of Faith College.
Okay, Word of Faith College.
Yeah, the secondary school there.
Oh wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
I schooled at FSS Federal Staff School, then moved to UPSS and FGC. That's why I finished.
Okay. That means
Yes.
that's great. Okay. So
Cool.
yeah, what I was saying is, don't think less of yourself. Don't be inspired. Be motivated. There's this guy that just joined now. He's Warrior Fitness Bootcamp. He's here in the United States. He's in Texas. He's a great inspiration to me when it comes to what he does. But I cannot start comparing myself with him. Why? Because he functions at different level of of capacity. The capacity is how he has, it's not the capacity that I have. So I have to focus on my own capacity and see
Your
how I can,
strength.
on my strength, thank you, that's the right word, on my strength,
Mm.
and channel all my energy towards the direction of my strength. When I channel my energy towards the direction of my strength, then I can live my life to the fullest. So that's one of the ways that we can actually release our potential. Don't think less of yourself. Another thing, I think I wrote something down here that I wanted to say. One of the ways that you can function to release your potential is to avoid distraction as well. There's
Okay.
just so, yes, avoid distraction, because distraction will prevent you from releasing your potential. It will definitely prevent you.
What kind
Distraction
of
from,
distraction? What do you mean by distraction? Know that.
okay, it's a very big word. Now,
Yes.
distraction in the sense, yes, distraction in the sense that there could be so many things that you're interested in doing. Like
Okay.
some people are jack of all trades and master of none. Okay, there are two major things that I have channeled my energy to. And those are the things that have actually helped me. Number one is drama. Number two is poetry. In fact, it looks like poetry is taking second place now, because I'm focusing more on drama right now. So,
but you use your poetry skill in your drama.
use my poetry skill in my drama. So, so distraction from many other things. Like a lot of people enjoy doing too many things, which is good, but focus on the one that will make you live a fulfilled life. I'm telling you, focus on the one that will make you live a fulfilled life. So that is one of the way to release your potential. Channel your energy towards that dream. Focus on the potential that will make you to live a fulfilled life, and then you will find out that you will eventually live your life to the fullest, and you will make maximum impact. I'm telling you, that's I haven't gotten there yet, but so far so good. Now I'm actually into IT as well.
Okay.
I'm a software developer, right? I recently dived into that because I know that I have a dream, and I need something that will help me to fund my dream.
Yeah.
Right, that will help me fund my dream, because nowadays it's not that easy for poets to have money all over the place. It's not that easy, except you create a lot of content, develop your social media handles, upload your videos on YouTube, and make sure your work is very, very excellent. Therefore, you will definitely get viewers and definitely get followers eventually. But if you find out that your like a lot of people that do poetry, they don't record their videos. Go ahead and record your videos. You must not necessarily have a very, very good camera for you to record your videos. Nowadays, it is content that is very important. All right. I know, of course, it's good to have good video quality, but sometimes if you have a very, very good content, it goes out there and then people begin to see your stuff and they commend you for what you're doing. So it's amazing. Yes. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yes, let me just say shout out to Ruth. Thank you for joining. Ade, thank you for joining. Dramatic Warrior Fitness Bootcamp. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining. Madebo, thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. Yes. Who else again? So if you have any question, please, we'd like you to drop your questions at. Please drop your question if you have questions, please. Yeah, any question from anybody? Someone is asking, Vine Poets asking, they compare poetry in Nigeria and in the US.
Okay, yes. Poetry here and in Nigeria, it's complete. Well, it's slightly different. The reason I said it's slightly different is because we especially when you migrated here maybe a few years ago,
Okay.
the kind of environment that we lived in Nigeria is different from the kind of environment here. So when they write their own poetry, you will see them depicting a lot of struggles that they went through. That is number one. Then number two, because you have a very, 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 very thick accent, it is very difficult sometimes because you have a very thick accent. Sometimes it is very difficult for you to disseminate the message you're trying to pass to them. So when I'm doing I've gone to some poetry clubs, I've done a lot of spoken word. So I try to not rush my words. I try to be very, very calm when I'm not just calm per se, but I try to chew my words, if you permit me to say that. I try to be very slow, because if you are very fast, sometimes they might not grasp what you are saying. And then when I'm making my videos, sometimes I try to put subtitles just in case somebody miss a particular line, then they will be able to maybe go back there and then follow what you are saying. But the difference is not that much. It's just little difference I've given to you. Yeah, and it's big here. Poetry is really, really big here. Poetry and spoken word. Yeah, a lot of people do it. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. So, any other question from any other person? Question, please. Thank you, Ose. Thank you. You said great job, people. Yeah, thank you, Ose. Yes, let me not spoil you really name. Let me leave it like that as Ose.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you. So, if you guys have any question, please. Today we're looking at the gift for a lift. I believe that until we utilize our inner potentials before we can actually live a fulfilled life of purpose. Our life needs to be full of purpose. One of the ways we can do that is by utilizing our gifts. And if you know that you write, maybe one of the reasons why I started Quest Factory was because I felt I've been writing since age 16, and it looks like nobody found me. So I was like, okay, there are people who may be like me too and needs to be found. And I realized that there are a lot of people who actually needs to be found. And if we ran a competition among elementary schools in March. The grand finale is still on hold because of the coronavirus. You know, we're still looking at maybe we may do it virtually, but we're still looking at the possibility of about that because we have money outside already. So it's because we collect money back from vendors, money that has been spent, you know.
Correct.
Thank God for that anyway. So, but one of the reasons why I started Poets Factory was because I wanted to find more people, young writers who write poems, spoken words, great, and have talent. And if you can, I realize you can even develop people's talent even at a very tender age. And if I will start looking out the poems written by children of 8 years old, 10.
Oh wow!
In fact, maximum, yeah. And if you read what they wrote, if you were at the, if we were, I will start pushing out. If I'm permitted by the schools to actually push out their poems and other stuff, I've not got the permission. If I get the permission to do that, you will be surprised at what these young minds are writing. In fact, there was a time that one of the contestants, she actually broke one of the panelists had to break down in tears because imagine a people writing about depression at the age of 8. And when we asked her, after she recited her poem, we asked her, why did you choose to write a poem about depression? And everything you were writing she was actually describing, I'll cut my hand with a razor, and the razor, the blood will gush out. As if she literally described like death, like literally like suicide. You know, and when the panelists asked her why she wrote that kind of a poem, because it moved everybody all to tears.
Wow.
She said her dad's she said her dad's best friend committed suicide.
Oh wow.
Yes. So at the age of 8, you realize that poetry has a lot to do, you know, with liberating the mind, liberating us from depression, liberating us from oppression, whatever it is. And I can tell you that many of them, In fact, if not that the grand finale is still on hold, I'm sure we would have had I'm sure it's going to be, young minds see what they are writing. I can't even imagine that at the age of 8, I'll be writing like that.
Yeah.
So back to, not digressing, but back to what we are saying about a gift for a gift. If we don't utilize or develop our innate abilities, our inner potentials, we will never get to where we should be. There's a limit to what a job can do.
Correct.
There's a limit to what a job can do.
Yeah, I was going to say something about that when you were talking about when I said most people go to school to be employed and they don't go to school to be empowered. It's something that a lot of people should really look into. All right, it's good to go to school because it helps you to be very analytic when it comes to thinking.
Yes.
But in this day and age, people don't focus on credentials. That is the truth. Credential can just put you at the door, but your gift or your potential can keep you there. It is what you have to offer. I used to say to people that if you don't have what to offer, you will suffer. That is
if you don't have what to offer, you will suffer.
Yes.
Somebody should take that.
That is just the truth. You have to have something to offer to your world. What do I have to offer to my world? What relevance? Life is not measured by duration, but by donation. How much impact I'm able to make in my world. I definitely have something to offer. My encouragement to anyone listening to me right now, you must not necessarily be a poet. See that you have something in you. Now, you might not have discovered it yet. Take these steps that we talked about. Understand your source, your God. Number 2, what is that thing that gives you joy? Look inward again. I know you might have heard of this before, but look inward again. You might have looked before. You might have looked before, yes. You might have looked before, but look again. Then hang out with somebody that is doing what you like. You can hang out with Point Factory in Point Factory. I'm telling you, hang out with somebody that is doing what you like, and it will go a long way to really inspire you. Life is designed to be in company. Even the Bible says, "Woe to him that is alone." You shouldn't live your life alone. No, don't say no. I can survive alone. I don't.
That's one of that. What to him that is alone is one of our scripture for Point Factory.
You see.
Because I felt, because it's a what to him that is alone. If it falls, nobody is going to help him up.
Yes.
So if you're alone, you are just, and that's one of our scripture for Point Factory. If you fall, nobody to help you up.
Yes. So we definitely have something to offer. I know sometimes a lot of us find ourselves in situations that are not privileged, right? Don't think that everybody that is successful today, they were all privileged. They all have privileged position. No. I was once in a position where I was not privileged before. All right. My dad is not a millionaire. My mom was not a millionaire, and all of that stuff. So I want us to have this mindset that no matter the situation you find yourself, you can still dig out gold from inside mud. Just keep digging. Just keep digging. I'm telling you, you will definitely get there. The thing is that sometimes we find us like the situation in Nigeria is not even helping matters. People are complaining every day, oh, bad roads and stuff. But in that same Nigeria, there are people that come to the US as if it's their backyard. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't. A lot of them, of course, made their money illegally, but a lot of them are really genuinely wealthy and rich. In fact, when they come here and spend money, we're even scared of them. We'll be like, man, they carry naira, they come America, come spend. I'm telling you. You get it? So just believe so much in yourself that you will see the bend of the road is not the end of the road. The bend is never the end. You're trying to develop your potential. You're trying to do this thing and it's not working. It is the bend, it's not the end. Don't sit back because of that setback. Sit
Don't
back.
sit back because of that
Yes.
setback.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yes,
just
so don't sit back because of that setback.
yeah, and also setback is not even backwardness. Some people just feel that, oh, I have a setback, then it's backward. No, I'm not moving backwards in my life. It is just a stepping stone. It is a setup for a step up. So just keep encouraging yourself. Keep drag. See,
True.
dreams are not achieved by lazy people. You have to be rugged. Life, I think Bishop Oyedepo said one time that life does not give you what you deserve. It gives you what you demand. Go,
Yes.
go and demand. Just go for it. Go for
Yeah.
it. If it means for you to lose sleep, go ahead and lose sleep.
Yes. Because it's only for a while.
I'm telling you, if it means for you to be hungry sometimes, do it. Because I tell you, at the end of the day, when you start smiling, you will look back and it's gonna look like it was yesterday. It's gonna look like it was yesterday. So that's my encouragement to anyone listening to me right now. And I know that we're definitely all gonna make maximum impact and live our life to the fullest.
Amen. All right. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Let me
Yeah.
just round it up by saying that responsibility is a price of greatness. So
Yes.
nobody can go to school for you. Nobody can eat
Correct.
for you. You have to be the one to look inwards. As our guest has said, look inwards. Dig for the gold. The gold is within you. Keep digging. Keep
Yes.
on digging. Yes. Keep on digging, and that's how you're going to find yourself. I'm actually going to launch an online course in a couple of weeks. It's
Oh
titled
wow.
Successful Career Transitioning. Yes, how
Beautiful.
to make smart career transitions from your interest, your passion, and your potential. Like how to kind of find a meeting point for everything, so that's coming up, and it's because I've been hearing a lot of people have been talking about they've not discovered themselves, they don't know what to do, even when I have people who are bankers who have resigned and said they
Yeah.
want to find out what things they can do, but they don't know what they should do. Yes, they have the money to do things, but they don't know what to do. So that's one of the essence of that. That's different from Quest Factory. That's
Yes.
different from Quest Factory. Anyway, thank you for coming on to the show,
I'm so
Voicing
excited
of
to be here.
Point.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
I
so
appreciate
excited.
it. Yes. Yeah, I am also glad, and I'm sure this will be the last time.
No, it won't be the last.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, it will
Yes.
be. Thank you, Daniel Babu. Thank you, Dramatically. See you, Prenio. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Net Genius too. Yeah, thank you so much. So pretty sad you say true, better to keep digging than what?
Um.
Than to wonder what would have happened if you had even dug. So yeah, that's true. So you need
Correct.
to dig than you at the end of the day say I should have done this. So
Yes.
we will live a life of regret if we do not dig. At least don't be afraid of failing. Fail first.
Yeah.
Learn from the failing and get yourself back up. And that's the only way we can keep on winning. A gift for a lift. Remember, it's Proverbs 18 verse 16. Your gifts will make room, create access to important people if only you utilize them. Yes,
And
thank you so
let,
much.
let me just say this. Let me just there's something I rhymed in my head.
Mm,
Talking about acting now on your gift, you might have failed before. Just pick yourself
mm,
back up again and just
mm,
act. If you do not act, you will not progress. And if you
mm,
don't progress, you might
mm.
regress. And if you regress, you might regret.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
so
Mm,
forget about the actions that come through people reactions, giving you tension and temptation because you are in
mm.
progression, just in proportion to your promotion.
Wow.
There is definitely something ahead of you that you will get at the end of the day.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm sure everybody who also listen to this after would be blessed.
Yes.
So you can find this you can find it on our IGTV, and you also find it on our YouTube page at Poet Factory. Follow us YouTube page, like, subscribe at Poets Factory. So there'll be a playback of this on our IGTV and at Poets Factory. Follow us on all our handles, and if you want to also be part of this program, Voices of Poets, you can send an email to moyosola@poetsfactory.com, info@poetsfactory.com, or poetsfactory@gmail.com, and we'll take it right over there from there. Or you send us a DM us on any of our social media handles. Yes, and we'll take it up from there. If you have any suggestions, whatever it is, you want to collaboration is one big thing that Quest Factory does. We like to collaborate a lot. We collaborate a lot. So we are open to collaborations. Yes, we are open to that a lot. Thank you.
Thank
We
you
just
so
have
much
1
for having
minute.
me.
Yes, thank you for everyone for joining us. It's going to be another time next week, and at the Voices of Poets. Remember, Factory, we are the inspiration that captures the act. Yeah, bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. Take care.